Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Gamers podcast, episode number 396. Larry here.
And Anthony here.
And what is going on? Good, sir.
I don't know. It's one step closer to the end.
It is. This is the end. Whatever that
This is
song
the
is.
end. We're counting down like last week's episode title.
Yes.
It's like
Such a good episode title
I
too.
know it was a really fun episode. So it's those types of episodes that you're gonna miss.
I am gonna miss. Absolutely. Both literally and figuratively, though, I'm assuming you mean.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, both.
Fair
Both.
enough.
You will mentally wish you were still here, and but you physically will not be. So
No, that is true. Yeah, like only months into my new endeavor, I'm gonna be like, what am I doing? Nah,
what
it's
did I do with my
weird.
life? I need to go back, and then I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry, I'm all Hollywood now.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You have the sunglasses going and be like, no, sorry, just sold the podcast for 2.4 million.
Yeah.
Sorry, so sorry.
So sorry. Here's a donut.
Ooh, I'll take a donut. Um, but yes, no, it is the countdown. And yeah, no, and like I said, I'm gonna save all that sentimental stuff for the final episode, though a couple people have reached out, and I appreciate everyone's kind words and everything like that. You're right, the
Mind.
show will absolutely tank starting episode 4. No, it's not.
I expect the ratings to go from a .001 to a .0005.
I am I truly see wonderful things happening with this moving forward. But again, we're gonna save that for later. Save that for
Yep.
400. Until then, we're gonna march on the way we normally do. And I'm gonna be honest with you. After the weekend that I had, just because I'm leaving this podcast doesn't mean I'm leaving the genre of gaming in my personal life, because
Yeah.
I'm still picking stuff up for the future. We'll get into that in a little bit. In a
Yeah,
few
which is good
moments.
because because I still need to talk games with you outside of the
Of
show.
course we will. Absolutely. And let's get into
Nice.
that. Let's show off some stuff here, some of the retro purchases.
All right, what you got? What you got? What you got?
All right. So, actually 4 different systems I bought for. So, which is really
Ooh.
cool. Let's see. Let's start with this one here. It's a game for the NES that I could have sworn I had already purchased again when I started rebuying all this
Mhm.
behind me. But I checked and I don't have it. I'm pretty sure I still don't have it. I might come across it later. But I remember playing this game growing up when I was little. Bigfoot for the NES.
Oh, I remember. I used to rent that.
Me too. This was a heavy
Yep.
rental. Rented it so many
Yep.
times, could have bought it twice.
Yeah, I think about that all the time too. All the money spent on the same game.
Folks, back in the day, monster trucks. We were just talking kaijus. Monster trucks were all the rage back in the day.
Well, that's what boys liked.
Yes. Arr, arr.
Monster trucks and GI Joes and
Yes.
Transformers.
Oh, Transformers 40th anniversary.
Yep.
For the Game Gear, picked up a game for the Game Gear that I didn't even realize
Ooh.
came out for the Game Gear.
Let's see that one.
And then when I started playing it, I was like, ooh, but it's nice to have. The Adventures of Batman and Robin
Oh, nice. I picked up a copy of that.
on Game Gear.
I picked up a copy of it on Game Gear at one of the stores up here, and I had to return it.
It is a little loose.
It did not work.
Yeah.
No, it just
Oh, it
didn't
didn't
work.
work. Oh,
It
that's a
didn't work.
ball game.
Not that it
No.
was bad. It was just it didn't
Yeah,
work.
this works. I mean, it's hysterical. So now I have 3 different versions. Oh, maybe did I show this off last? I don't know. I did go shopping once before. I think I forgot to show this off because for a couple weeks there we weren't doing things.
Did you get the Sega CD one?
I did get this. It's a repro. I'm going to admit it's a
All
repro.
right,
But I got the Sega
nice.
CD version, which is more of a drive, like a more driving. There's action in it, but I haven't
Yeah,
gotten there yet.
I think I have that one.
So now I
gotta look at my
have.
collection.
Yep. So now I have the Sega CD version. I have the Game Gear version. I definitely have the Super Nintendo version.
Okay.
And I don't have the Genesis, but now at this point, I might as well buy the Genesis version since I already have all these other
Just to
versions.
complete the collection.
Totally. But all 4 versions are totally different from each other,
Yeah.
which you don't normally see that.
No, it was like they gave they gave the licensing rights to every company and they just all made their own stuff.
Yeah, but that, and also,
Yeah.
all right, let's see what the limitation is of this system.
Yeah. Well, and Sega made 3 of them.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
There's a Batman animated series game on Game Boy, which I do have, which is a great game.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm curious if there's an Adventures of Batman and Robin for Game Boy. But like we've seen difference, like a lot of games where you have the NES, or excuse me,
Mhm.
the Nintendo version and the Sega
Yeah.
version, and those are sometimes different. But to see four completely different versions of a game,
Hmm.
it just dawned on me. That's pretty interesting.
Four
Uh,
or five. You're looking for the Game Boy one,
yeah,
right?
right. Let's see if there's one on Game Boy. I don't think
There
there
could be
is.
five. Yeah, no, I don't know if there were that many I don't know if there were that many franchises that had something like that or licensed franchises, because all and again, all based on the same thing.
Yeah.
Um so that is kind of cool.
So there, no, actually, nope, there is no Game Boy version, just Super Nintendo, Sega CD, Genesis, and Game Gear. So now I just need to pick up the Genesis one at
All
this
right, and
point.
then you're all set. Yeah, I do not have the Sega CD one or the Genesis. So I just have the Super Nintendo
I
one.
mean, the Super Nintendo one's the best one of all four. I'm going to tell you right
It's the
now.
one to have. Yes,
Oh
there's no
my
question
God.
about that.
I mean, it's a great
So,
game even unto itself. So,
yeah. All right, so you got your
all right.
Cape Crusader. What else did you
So I
pick up?
got that. This one I kind of just like the guy behind the counter showed me. And I'm like, oh, all right, interesting. He had some boxed Lynx games. So for the
Ooh.
Lynx, yeah, because that's a system I think I only have two games for until now. Now this is three. A game called Switchblade 2.
Okay. Wait, can you play Lynx games?
I sure can. I have an adapter
Ah, very
for the
nice.
for the thing. Yeah, for the pocket. And this is kind of like a side scroller.
Oh, for the analog pocket. In
Yep.
my head, I was thinking the VCS. So
Oh,
the VCS proves once again to be useless.
how dare you, sir? You know how much gameplay of arcade, Antrim arcade I get on that
Mhm.
system?
I can do that too on my PlayStation.
Well, very good. Well, mine's free. So this is like a side scroller, which is
Nice.
very fun game. Only weird thing is no music.
Oh,
Very weird to
that's
play.
really strange. Like,
Very.
why would you not put music in your game?
I guess they just couldn't fit it, I'm assuming. Um,
Hmm.
but still very cool to have. And my
Okay.
only Link's boxed game. So,
All right.
and it does
Very
come,
nice.
I will show it off. It does come with the warranty card.
Very important. You should send that in.
Oh, it's a 90-day limited warranty, so I think I might be.
Okay. You're
And
out.
just
You're a little out of luck.
and it's instruction booklet, which is actually very good
Nice.
quality. So
Yeah, that looks like it hasn't even been opened.
no, not at all.
Par
And
for the course with people.
and then in preparations of my analog 3D that I pre-ordered coming out first quarter of
Oh, yes.
2025, knock
Hmm.
on wood, I picked up a game. Now I only have six N64 games. And I've realized I'm trying to pick up game to be fair, I'm trying to pick up games now that I don't or even already have digitally.
Okay.
I'm not getting into the digital versus physical argument, but I have Super Mario 64 on like four different platforms right now, digitally.
Okay.
I have Zelda digitally, Ocarina of Time.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to find some physical games for the N64, let alone for anything, that I don't have digitally.
Okay.
But
That's
I
fair.
also was like, I never owned this game, and sometimes you got to own one of the worst games ever made. No,
Super,
it is not a hero.
Superman.
It's not Superman. Castlevania 64.
I have that one. I
I
don't
shouldn't
have like
say
I don't have Legacy of Darkness though.
no, which is really kind of like a reboot slash sequel.
Well, they fixed
That's what they did. They
they
basically
basically
fixed it.
fixed
Yeah.
Castlevania 64. Before you can do DLC and fix it,
You
they
get to
just
buy a whole new
fixed it.
game.
Yeah, they just fixed it, re-released it, and charged you the same amount.
Basically, yeah. So and maybe I shouldn't say the worst game of all time, but it's not a popular Castlevania game.
Oh no, it's definitely not a fun game. I've played it.
I've never properly played it. So
Oh
I'm
no,
actually now looking
I
forward.
bought it when it came out. I was so excited. And I think I played maybe like half an hour of it, and I'm like, this is terrible. I'm like, I can't do this. This is just yeah, and that was the end of that.
Well, I'm looking forward now to playing it. So,
All right.
and those are the four, kind of like five, four games that I purchased this weekend.
Very nice. Good
Yeah.
purchases. Good
Yeah.
purchases. I did not purchase anything this weekend, but I did receive some things this weekend, courtesy of my friend John.
Okay.
So first off, I don't have it on me. It has now become part of my 80s, not my 80s, but my retro guest room.
Hmm.
I'm turning my guest room. It was originally a horror guest room,
That's the one
and
I
then
stayed in.
yep, and now I realize I think I need to soften the blow when people stay in
It
there.
would have been very nice.
Yeah, so it has now become a retro. It's a retro guest room. And my friend John gave me today to add to the room a Sony Walkman. So I have a Sony
Oh,
Walkman
wow.
sitting in there, which is really awesome.
That's awesome.
So, yes,
Old
I have
school phone headset.
no headphones, just a
Oh, okay.
Walkman.
Okay.
So,
Fair
and I
enough.
have no idea if it works for two reasons. One, obviously, he didn't test it, and two, I don't have a cassette tape. So, so I
Really?
got
You
it.
don't
No,
have any sort of cassette tape to try?
no, I actually do not. Unless there's one hiding that I'm not thinking of, I do not have any cassette
That
tapes
actually
in my
shocks me.
house.
Okay.
So it surprises me too.
Yeah.
I got a load of new VHS tapes added to the collection. I got some more Batman movies. I got what did I get that was I was really so I got Scream.
Oh, there you go. The first
Very
one?
excited about the first one. Very
Okay.
excited about that VHS. So I got some cool stuff. But then he also picked up somebody had donated a bunch of PC games. And they were all leaning more towards the horror genre. So
Oh,
he
okay.
naturally just was like, I'm gonna give this to you. And again, I'm not kidding you. Like I just got these a couple hours ago, so I flipped through them really quickly, and I can safely say I don't know any of these.
Ooh, okay.
So, which is interesting. So this one is called Trader's Gate. It's a multi-disc.
Trader's Gate. Okay.
Trader's Gate. On the back, it says the most realistic graphic adventure ever created.
Okay.
And to do the let's see, the Pentagon suspects that one of its directors is planning to steal the world famous British crown jewels using classified information and secret blueprints.
Ooh.
So you have to stop him. This is for Windows 98 and Windows 95.
It is. Yeah, I just looked it up here. It's a graphic adventure.
There's a graphic adventure. Here is another one. This is called this is inspired by the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, The Mystery of the Mummy.
Hmm.
So another one. Again, I don't know anything about these games. I just know that at some point I'll install them in my PC.
Wow. Mystery of the Mummy. If it's the one I'm looking at, wait, is it a CD game?
It's a CD game. These are all CD games.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
one
see?
came out for okay. Yeah, because I see. Oh, here we go. It's Sherlock Holmes, The Mystery of the Here we go. I just found it. Oh yeah, look at this. Okay.
Yeah, this one was from
Wow.
this one's a little more recent. This is 2003.
Yes, and it actually this game also came out on the DS
Oh, interesting.
years later in
Okay,
2009. Okay, very cool.
cool. The next one I have is also for Windows 98. This is called the Sacred Amulet.
Okay.
So to add that to the list. Uh, yeah, I have no idea.
Sacred.
The
Sacred.
murder of the nobleman, a strange illness afflicting the population. Is there a connection between the two?
Is that the sacred of the amulet? The sacred
Uh,
amulet?
it could the sacred amulet you hold be the key to it all?
Ooh,
That
interesting.
is the question.
That one I'm not pulling
Okay,
up on Wikipedia. Okay.
so that's one. This one I'm sure is a little more horror based. It doesn't have a cover on it, but Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, I wonder if it's the NES version.
It is the Windows 95 version. So, so there's that one. This one looks a little more chill. It's called The Legend of Lotus Spring, a classic adventure of life, romance, and love lost.
That actually,
And
don't ask me why. That sounds familiar.
it is a two-disc set,
Okay.
which is interesting. Embrace the tragic love story of the beautiful woman called Lotus Spring and her forbidden lover as you are transported on their romantic quest. Again, Windows 98, and it also works on Mac. So if you have a
Oh,
Macintosh computer, um, this one actually surprised me the most because I didn't realize um, they made a game based off Alfred Hitchcock.
really?
So
Like
this one
the
is
person, not one of his
it.
movies.
Well, no. It's
Oh,
probably one of his. It's Alfred Hitchcock's presents the final cut.
hmm.
I don't know if you can see that,
Yeah.
but yeah, but it says enter the world of the master of suspense. So a web of intrigue spun by Alfred Hitchcock, solve an all new mystery inspired by the master of suspense. So they basically took like inspiration from all of his movies to create a game. So I
That's
thought that was
interesting.
yep. So I thought that was really cool. Got another
Yeah.
multi-disc one here called Riddle of the Sphinx, an Egyptian adventure, an ancient riddle, a deadly curse, an epic challenge. So again, these all look very like these all look like again, this was when everybody was like taking advantage of the whole 3D stuff. These all look like very
Yeah,
mystery-esque
that's
kind of
usually
things.
actually funny
Yeah.
enough on Wikipedia because I'm trying to pull these up as you go along. It
Yep.
says The gameplay is similar to any game in the post-Myst style, where players navigate through 360 panoramic scenes. Riddle of the Sphinx got a remaster in 2021 for
Oh,
Windows
wow.
and Mac OS.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Here's another one I have. It's called I still have like quite a few more. This is one that's called Dragon Lore. I don't know what it
Okay.
is. It's just called Dragon Lore. It's got a guy
Dragon
on
on
it.
it. Makes sense.
Yep.
Is
Dragon
it
looks like a dragon.
DOS?
IBM CD version, IBM PC compatible,
Because this also might have been
1995. Might be
okay.
Windows 95. That's okay. I'm gonna move on. Because I still have a whole bunch. This next one is called The Magic Death Virtual Murder 2.
Wow.
If
That
you look at
has
it,
a lot
and
to it.
yeah, there's a, and if you
Look
look
at
at it,
that.
obviously on the screen, it just says death
I was gonna say, yeah.
because of
What's
the
that
light.
title again? The Magic
The Magic Death Virtual Murder 2.
Virtual Murder.
Can you solve this case? And then there's a whole bunch of stuff back here. So somebody
Virtual.
did.
That's a series. Look at this.
And
Oh wow.
this is also for
Oh,
Windows.
wait a minute. So this is interesting. So this was a series of games. Four games came out
Oh, wow.
in this series. Virtual Murder 1, Who Killed Sam Rupert? Virtual
Yep.
Murder 2, Who Killed Elsbeth Harksod, the Magic Death?
That's this one. Yep.
Murder Mystery 3, Who Killed Brett Pennance, the environmental surfer?
Nice.
And Murder Mystery 4, Who Killed Taylor French, the case of the undressed reporter? Sexy.
Wow.
Uh,
What I love about this one is it came out in 1993 and it was for Microsoft Windows 3.1.
that makes
This
sense.
predates Windows 95. Love it.
And listen, so this
Wait, go ahead, continue. What else?
allows users of their interactive tele. Oh, okay. I guess the company that made the game.
Oh,
I'm quoting Wikipedia. On
okay.
May 30th, 1995, Creative Multimedia Corporation signed a deal with GTE Main Street. Oh, this is okay. To allow users of their interactive television network to access Creative Multimedia CD-ROMs
Oh,
through their home
wow.
television sets. The Virtual Murder series was among the first to be included because the game could be played using a TV remote control.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
That's really cool.
Huh.
Oh, look at that. A little bit of history there.
Yeah.
Very
Are you
nice.
familiar with Shannon Gillian, a screenwriter? Does that name ever ring a
Uh,
bell?
no.
Oh, okay. They did a collab. These games is a collaboration with them, with Shannon Gillian.
Okay. No idea.
I have no idea who this person is. So, okay.
Nope. All
All
right.
right. What else you got?
Next one I have is a game called The Watchmaker.
Check this
This is
one.
for Windows 90. Let's see, Windows 95, 98, 2000 XP. Okay, so this is a little bit later. 2002.
Okay.
The Watchmaker is a 3D real-time puzzle-based adventure game set in and around an ancient castle in present-day Austria.
That sounds up your
Looks
alley.
like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I have a lot. There are a lot of mystery games I get to play. Very exciting. The next one I have is called The Cameron Files: Secret at Loch Ness.
Kirk Cameron? The
Yes,
Cameron
Kirk Cameron.
Files.
Yes, Cameron Files.
Okay.
So I think you're trying to find Loch Ness.
Just
Uh,
drain the lake, people. Drain the
I was
lake.
like, drain the lake. You'll kill everything in it, but you'll find out if Loch Ness is there. The end.
Ah, Nessie.
Exactly.
Alan Parker Cameron is the detective in the story here.
Well, that would make sense, right? Yeah, the letter on the back of the disc says, "Dear Mr. Cameron." So there you go. All right, so we got that one. All right, I only have a few more left.
Yeah, whatever.
Next one I have is it's for DOS. It's funky looking too. Druid Demons of the Mind, and demons is spelled Daemons.
No, I had a little trouble pulling it up. Look at this thing.
This one looks really creepy. So it doesn't have a cover, but I don't know if you can see the back of this, but it's just
Yep,
really,
see the back of it.
yeah,
I'll put the cover up as
it's a
well.
little blurry, but it's freaky.
This also came out on DOS, Windows, also came out on PS1 and Saturn.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, over 100 fully rendered 3D locations and more. That's redundant. Uh, I'm sorry. It continued on the next line. I just couldn't tell. And more than 10,000 frames of animation.
Wow. I mean, for 1995, that's a lot.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Okay, moving on. This game is called The Crystal Key. Windows 98, 95. Again, looks like a Myst style game.
Hmm.
Your quest for the Crystal Key will take you on an incredible adventure. Stunning 3D graphics and animation, engaging and challenging puzzles. And it's a
Very simple. Yeah,
very
cover.
simple cover. Yeah. All right. I got two more left. All right. Here
Again,
we go.
every time you
No, I
mention
don't.
Myst,
One of them is
you got
Crystal
12
Key
more.
Disc 2.
Oh,
No,
every
one
time you
is Disc
mention
2.
every time you mention a Myst-like game, that's the first thing I read when because again, I'm pulling all this up on Wikipedia.
Yep.
And the first thing that my eye is drawn to, I guess, because you say it, it's like, it's been compared to Myst.
Yep. Well, whoever John got this from probably really loved that Myst style of gameplay
Seems
because
like it.
these pretty much all. The last one I have is simply called, and I want to go out on a limb and say it's not related to the Matrix, but the game is called Morpheus. But I will say the cover kind of looks Matrixy, but it's
It
not.
does. Do you know what the Matrix background was, right? Those green letters and everything. And I'm not even joking when I say this.
I thought it was just ASCII code.
No, someone pulled it legit from a sushi menu. I'm not joking.
Really?
That's true. That is a sushi menu that you see
Ooh,
scrolling down the screen.
that's interesting. For two reasons. One, that is kind of cool, and two, now I know what I'm getting for lunch.
I just had
Because
sushi the other day.
no, I've been thinking about sushi.
Is that an
Uh,
Amiga game? Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at something else.
no, this is a Morpheus game, a world where dreams never die. This
Take
was
the red pill.
released. Yeah, exactly. Take the right. I can't find a date on when this thing came out.
Might have been 1998, possibly.
1998. There it is.
Okay.
Just found it. Yep,
First person
1998.
adventure game, similar to Myst.
Similar to Miss. Yeah, so whoever John got these from were all Miss games, and you know what? I get to benefit from them. And let me tell you something. I am super excited to put these in my PC right here and then record some gameplay if I can figure out how
That
to
would
do
be
that.
very that'd be very cool.
Yeah,
The
because off of that machine, I have no idea how to do that.
the
That's gonna take
developer
some help.
the developer of Morpheus is a company called Soap Bubble Productions.
Oh, I'm all in. I'm all in for the soap bubbles.
All
But yeah,
right, that's a
so
haul.
that is definitely a haul. Thank you very much, John. It was very generous of you to
Yeah,
pass these over to me, and I will definitely get some really cool play out of these.
totally. John,
Um,
there's two hosts right now until the
nope,
middle of
nope, no, no,
December.
no. He
So,
he he already knows you're leaving. You've been disowned.
what again? December 17th. What the heck?
Nope.
I still have I'm still half in charge.
Nope.
Um,
Yeah, which, by the way, somebody else found out this morning too, when he texted me and I told him, listen to the first 5 minutes of 395, episode 395.
now I'm curious who.
Your friend and mine in Jersey.
Oh, why doesn't he listen? Wait.
He's all no no he's always behind. He's always
No, I know
behind by like
there's a lot of things he's behind, but
yes
I know he's all right now. But
yes
like
Frankie.
well, yeah. But like what now I'm just curious what your conversation like did I hint at anything or
What do you mean?
like how did he know without listening to the episode?
No. He didn't know. He
Oh.
was asking me a question about something,
Oh,
and
okay, I got you now.
I said, did you listen to last week's episode? And he said
Okay.
no, and I said, go listen to the first 5 minutes, and then immediately, what?
Well, he hasn't texted me yet, and I'm shocked unless he's driving down to driving up here to Long Island.
You're gonna hear from him soon enough.
He's already mad at me because
Yeah.
I was in Jersey last week. I didn't say hi to him.
Well, that's just mean of you.
I was
Um,
at a
No,
party.
I know you were at a party. You
That's
were
just where I got
partying.
this new Jane Silent Bob Secret Stash hoodie. So,
Oh, is that where the party was?
no, it was like across the street. So
Oh, yeah. So you did have time to go somewhere else.
I got there like I had to spend a half an
No,
hour.
no,
at the
no.
store.
I got it. No, it's okay. You hear that,
I
Frankie?
probably could have.
Larry,
Yes.
Larry didn't have time for you, but he had time to stop by Jane Silent Bob's.
And unfortunately, my parents could not make it to the party, so it's not like I had to travel with them. So I even had time afterwards
Oh,
to socialize.
that's
So-
even worse, man.
By the way, side
Yeah.
note for those who live in or around Red Bank, New Jersey, the Draft House. This is a free plug. The best jalapeno poppers and potato skins
Mhm.
on the planet, because that's
All right.
basically all they had, and it was amazing.
All right. Well, take your word for it, sir.
Mwah, chef's kiss.
All right. Well, we made it this far. Let's start talking games outside of stuff we bought. So on this episode, we're going to do things a little bit backwards, and I'll explain why. So we're going to cover retro news first because the other half of our show is going to be a bit more show and tell. So
Okay.
it's going to be a little more for the YouTube audience. Um,
So hint, hint,
and
if you're
yeah,
listening right now, go to
yes.
YouTube and Spotify
Have
and
YouTube
go
and
check us out.
Spotify for the at least the second half of this because what happened last week was we did a live stream for Game of the Week,
Mm.
and I played through Legend of Zelda on NES. I played through the first quest.
You did, and you were committed.
Yes, I was. And during that, we had somebody on the on who joined the live stream. So during the live stream, I had mentioned that I had we had started talking about the Legend of Zelda cartoon that was done
Yes.
in the late 80s by DIC Entertainment. It was part of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show,
Well,
and
excuse me, princess.
most well known for that. And I had mentioned that I actually worked for that company when it was the first job I had in Los Angeles.
Was that when the
And
first job in LA?
it was my first job
Oh,
in
I didn't
Los
realize that.
Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my first job in Los Angeles. And I had mentioned that I had some of the animated cells and some of the actual artwork from the show. And Tyler had mentioned, oh, he's like, it would be really cool if you showed that off on an episode. So I went digging through my collection and I pulled out some of the animation artwork that I did recover from my time at DIC Entertainment. You can actually see two of them. You can see two pieces of them above me on my background.
Yes.
You'll see right here Captain and Video Game Master on this side, and on this side, this is an actual animated cell from I think it was the Super Mario Brothers 3
Yeah, it looks
cartoon
like
show.
that looks like more Dino Land, Dinosaur Land.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so and that's an actual a painted cell, which is how they used to do animation back then. It was
Yep.
all hand drawn. So but I do have an archive of artwork and stuff like that. So we're going to show that off later in the show.
Okay.
And right now, we're going to cover retro news.
All right. So it's let's get into some news.
All right. And you know what? I'm very proud of myself this week. I organized my news.
More than I ever say about myself. Did you really? Wow.
I did.
Okay.
I have mine organized, and it was a very Sega heavy week.
Here's what's shocking to me. The fact that your news in the past has never been organized before is
Yeah.
is a revelation unto itself.
No, it's true because I would like bounce around on my news, and now I was like, you know what? I don't know what hit me this time. Where I'm just like, I
I
should
can tell
organize
you,
these
the guy
literally
who
right
doesn't
away.
organize anything is leaving, and you're like, you know what? Now's the time I can start putting things in order.
Yeah.
Start putting this
Yep.
thing
It's
right.
like, you know what? This show is no longer going to be a mess.
How dare
That's
you?
it.
I can joke about that.
We are cleaning house, including with one of the co-hosts. All right. So the first bit
Let's
of
get
retro,
into it. Yeah.
yeah, first bit of retro news is remember when I was over in Europe, I found that video game museum.
Yes. Yeah. OXO or something like that.
Yes,
XOA.
OXO.
Something. Yeah.
Something like that. Yes. So I found that video game museum in Europe. There is a new video game museum coming to Europe.
Oh, is there real? Well, first of all, let's
Uh,
do it right. The one that you're talking about, Ant, was
yeah,
OXO Museo Video Jura Malaga Video Game Museum. It was in
yes.
Spain, I think it was, right?
Yeah, it was in Malaga, Spain.
Yes.
Yeah, it was in Malaga. This new one is that's coming is gonna be created in Rome. It's
Oh,
the Vigamus Group, the owners of the Video Game Museum of Rome, they already own that one, has announced they'll be opening a new video game museum in the heart of the Italian capital later this month. The museum is going to be called GAM, GAMM. It opens November 30th and will be located at the Piazza della Repubblica. Open 7 days a week, 700 square meters across 2 floors, three thematic areas to learn, and you can learn about the history of games via rare video game artifacts and cutting edge digital exhibits.
that's cool.
Yep.
Alrighty.
So now I know two things that there is a video game museum in Rome I need to visit, and then now there's going to be a new one near there in there as well. So I got two of them.
Excellent.
So yeah, so if you are in if you're heading to Rome or you listen from Rome,
Yeah, I know someone who lives
um
in Rome, so maybe. I mean, I don't
so
think
there
he's
you go.
listening, but
What so when in Rome, check out the video game museum.
oh wow, quite literally.
Yes. All right, that's that one. Okay. Next bit of news. For the Commodore 64, actually.
Oh, okay.
This was interesting. Archivists have uncovered a prototype of a lost Commodore 64 visual novel that was co-created by the creator of the game Centipede,
Oh,
Donna Bailey. Donna or Dona? I don't know. Dona.
don't know.
So the game is called Computer Theater. It was a collaboration between Bailey and Paul Allen Newell, who was a designer for a Laserdisc game called Cube Quest.
Okay.
They both and they developed this while they were both working at Activision in 1984. So, and then a professor at the University of Montreal, a professor of video game history, by the way. You can be a professor of video game history. So I have a new degree I need to get.
Seriously, I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like
I
I
need to
could
get
do that.
I need to get my PhD in video game history now. At the University of Montreal, evaluated the prototype that was found,
Hmm.
and that's how they discovered that this was a game that they had created back in '84. So
Interesting.
really, really interesting. I love it when they find stuff like this. It was just kind of like out in the ether. Like this was something obviously. Oh, it was Donna Bailey, Donna. Sorry, Donna
Oh,
Bailey.
okay.
That just makes sense. There was a typo in the article I'm reading.
So not
So
only in the article, everywhere on the screen it says
yeah,
DONA.
yeah, exactly. And then round down at the end it said Donna Donna. One of them's wrong. So anyway, so really interesting that you know what? Again, 40 years later, here comes a new a game that was unearthed that never existed. It was an interactive autobiographical story. You can interact with NPCs, you pick dialogue options, you choose between three main characters.
Wow.
Just yeah, really kind of cool.
Okay.
So
Very good.
there's that. Now we're going to switch over to something you can purchase, Larry, that
Hmm.
you might be interested in. Um, the video game record label Materia Collective, Materia being from Final Fantasy. Um,
Oh yeah, I get emails from them actually.
yeah, so
Yeah.
but this is not a Final Fantasy set. They are releasing a vinyl box set, music from Castlevania Black and Red.
Ooh.
It looks amazing, but it's really expensive.
Yeah, usually the case with this stuff.
The price tag in American dollars is $549.99.
Wow. Okay. Does it come with the rights to Castlevania?
At this point, it should send you a vampire. Um, but the music covers the series from 1986 to 2010. And here's the
Okay.
reason why it's $550. 46 LPs.
Oh, okay. That's why. I thought it was one black album, one red
Nope.
album.
46 LPs featuring remastered recordings, complete OSTs, and newly arranged tracks. 23 black LPs, 23 red
All right,
LPs.
I was close.
So,
I was in the neighborhood.
yeah, and there are only 500 of these available. The collection is available to pre-order at the Materia store, and they ship out Q1 2025.
Oh man.
So if you are a die-hard Castlevania fan, this is definitely for you. Well, if you're a die-hard Castlevania fan and you have $550 to spare, go for it. All right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. On to Nintendo news, where I got all my Nintendo news in one section. So there was, and I'll start with the shopping portion because I'm talking about shopping. There's a new Pokemon Monopoly coming out
Is it really?
just in time for Christmas. And the interesting thing about this Pokemon Monopoly is the actual tokens for the characters you get to play as. There are
Hmm.
only four,
Oh,
but they actually made them as one is Pikachu, obviously. It's always going to be a Pikachu.
yeah, right.
But the other three are the starter Pokemon from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which are the newer.
Oh, okay.
So the tokens are Pikachu,
Hmm.
Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley. I can never say these things. Um, So new games coming out for Christmas. But the interesting thing about it is in this version of the Monopoly, you take the role of a Pokemon trainer. You go through famous locations from the series, and you actually have Pokemon battles.
Oh
So
wow,
it's
they're
like a it's
really
so
changing
it's
it
like
up here.
yeah, so like it's a hybrid Monopoly Pokemon game.
That's interesting.
Yeah. There are 48 different Pokemon to catch during, on the
Hmm.
actual board.
Hmm.
And you need to collect one from each Pokemon type in order to win. So
Yeah,
they've changed the Monopoly game up like
they did. Also
completely.
looks like a smaller board, I think, if I'm
Yeah,
looking at
it's
it
re
right. One, two.
it no
Yeah, there's
it
seven
might yeah
spaces in
you
between
know
the
what it
corners.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is because if you look at the orange and the red properties, like there are two instead of three. There are only
yeah.
two of each color instead of
And
three.
I feel like the properties are the Pokemon type.
Yeah, the properties are the
Yeah.
Pokemon. Yeah. So just interesting if you're a Pokemon fan.
Yeah, very cool.
There's the perfect Christmas gift. It comes out on December 20th. So
Okay.
you can get it right before Christmas Day.
Literally right before Christmas. I mean,
Yeah,
Santa will drop it off for you.
exactly. He'll have to at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
And as we all know, Santa drives an Amazon truck now. So
Daddy done. Well, the reindeer needed to retire at some point.
yeah, the reindeer are done now. I mean, the Amazon trucks are brown, so same thing. Yeah. And they
What
have
Amazon
headlights.
truck
So
is brown by you?
aren't they brown?
They're not
What
brown.
color
They're
are they?
blue. They're like dark
Are they
blue.
blue?
Brown
Oh,
is
I'm thinking of
UPS,
UPS. I'm sorry. All right, Santa drives a UPS truck, everybody.
which also does deliveries around Christmas. So
Yeah, so
you
they
know what?
deliver to.
Again,
So there you go.
you're
Santa's
right in the
UPS.
ballpark.
What can UPS do for you, Santa? All right. Nintendo Switch. There's been news coming out about the Switch 2,
Oh
right?
yes, so many people are
Right?
talking.
Yes, so many people are talking about Switch 2. Well, Nintendo came out and said officially now
Yes,
that the Switch 2 will be fully backwards compatible with all Switch games, so you do not have to worry about hanging on to your original Switch if you want to play your Switch
that
games.
sounds gravy.
Right?
Yeah,
There you
no.
go.
That's actually reason why I don't have any prior DS, DSi, DS Lite because all those games were, short of them removing the Game Boy pack
Mhm.
adapter. All of them were just backwards compatible to different, especially with the 3DS. So
Yeah.
now my question is, when it's time to get a Switch 2, which I'll definitely get a Switch 2 at that point,
Day
do I
one, of
keep?
course.
Yeah, do I keep the original Switch or maybe just
Yes.
sell it back? But if there's no need
No.
of that's like I got a useless PS4 right there. Is my useless PS4 because I have a PS5 now?
Yep. Do you have a Wii?
That's my way. It's
That's
my
your
my
there's
that's my Wii U.
is that it? No, no. Do you have a Wii U that plays Wii?
Well, yeah. Well,
Right.
yes, my Wii U
So
plays
you
Wii.
don't have so you don't have a regular Wii.
Well, remember, my regular Wii is the only system that I've lost, but I think I have.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've repurchased it.
No, 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 because my argument was going to be the original Wii played GameCube games, and you have a GameCube sitting behind you.
It did because I do have a Wii because I was using Wii as a GameCube.
Right. So what I'm saying is that I'm trying to make a point.
No, I know the point you're trying to make.
So there you go.
I'm just trying
That's
to be
just the
funny.
point. Yeah, I know, I get it. I'm just trying to point out you are notorious for returning things and then buying them later. I would say hang on to your Switch. That's all.
You know what? Let's see what it looks like.
Oh, geez.
Well, the Switch 2, if it looks completely different, then yeah, it might make sense.
All right, let's move on.
If it looks like the same thing, then what's the point?
And speaking of GameCube, that was my
Oh,
next bit
wow,
of
really?
news.
GameCube.
Well, yeah, as we roll right into it. Well, a little bit of game. So Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, the remake came out on Switch,
Yes.
right? All right. So as of today, or as of November 7th, the numbers have come out that the Switch version of this game has now officially outsold the GameCube version of the game.
Makes sense.
So just a thing,
Okay.
little thing.
Yeah.
All right. Last bit of news on Nintendo. And this is going back a little bit. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest,
Mm-hmm.
came out around 29 years ago
Wow.
in 1985, and it has been revealed today. It has been uncovered today that there is a cheat code
What?
that has been discovered that allows you, let me get this right. It allows you to exit stages in the game at any point and return to the map screen, even levels you haven't completed.
Really? That is actually quite helpful.
Yep. So during the pause screen, if you press right and Y, left and A, up and B, and down and X. You do those in succession. You can return to the map screen automatically.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool. That's good.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
how
that's
many
a cool
times
little.
yeah, I've started a level there and I wanted to back out because I needed
Yep.
something else, and then you have no choice but to die. Or
Yep. Nope. Not true. There was always a cheat code in there.
interesting. Very
Yep.
interesting.
So nice little thing to know.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to all the Sega news that I found. The first two bits are for the worrisome Super Sega project because there's more stuff coming
I
out.
did. Oh, okay, folks. I guess everyone's been waiting. I did not pre-order the Super Sega,
You are a smart
mostly
man.
because I forgot to pre-order the Super
Good.
Sega and it was already too late.
Yep. So now, so people found out that when they pre-ordered the console for €3,
Hmm.
the entire cost of the console was charged to their card.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
Yeah.
That's
And it
cool.
was €420.
Well, okay, so here's what's happening. I think the article you're reading might have some things mixed up. You're right as far as yes, they were charged immediately. I remember because I was looking at I was lit I
Yep.
swear to you, I was going to pre-order this. Even
Yep.
with them saying, "Oh, it might still be a scam." I'm like, "Well, look, if I'm out €3, I'm out €3. I don't care about that."
Yep.
But later on, like a few days later, when I forgot to do it, when I went like, yeah, you got charged. But if you pre-ordered it at €3, you got the first batch at €375. Moving forward now, it's €420.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah. So, but nevertheless, people were not expecting to get even hit with 375 right off the bat. So that's
No,
a big
no,
deal.
no. The whole point was they
Yep.
said you can pre-order it for just putting €3 down. You can
Yep.
get access to it. And now everybody's getting auto charged. So people are crying.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so now people are crying foul. Just
Yep.
like everybody's saying, like, is this thing even real? And so much so that people are even asking the question when they're showcasing um, gameplay and stuff like that.
Hmm.
The video that they're showing looks really poor, and people are saying, "Wait a minute, why is
It
the video
was.
feed of this looks
It
really
was.
bad?" And their response to that was that, "Oh well, we don't have a lot of money." They're saying like it cost us like $15,000 just to make the prototype
Hmm.
board for it. So it's just we don't have the money. We don't have the money to record. We don't have the money to like record better video. And it's like you have a cell phone. Everybody can record it. And not only that, they have a video that came out.
If it's a video
Um,
I saw, the quality, not as much quality. I'm not talking about 4K versus 420i. I'm
yep,
talking like the guy like pulls up to the building in a car. This is all being shot on an iPhone or
yep,
a phone, but like they never focused on the screen. Like it was so jumpy and
yep,
jittery, and like no one ever went, "Oh, well, maybe we should set up a tripod, or at least, hey, hold my phone and focus on the screen."
yep.
Constantly, it's like watching Cloverfield.
Well,
You never see the monster, but you just
did
see the
you also
passing.
did you also notice something specific about the guy who pulled up in the car?
I don't remember specifically too much.
Okay, so he's the owner, right, of the Super
Okay.
Sega. Pulls up in a friggin' Lamborghini.
Oh, it was a high quality vehicle.
Pulls
Yes.
up in a Lamborghini and then starts showing off this shaky, weird
Yes.
video of like, hey, look at this gameplay or like, look at this thing. And it's like, okay, I go, all of this screams scam.
If
All
it's
of
a
this screams
scam,
scam.
though, they are so upfront with all of it, with a lot of it, that it's like good for
I know.
them because it's just kind of almost a way
No, no,
out.
no. Not good.
So
Not good for them.
I no
Scam.
no 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 no
Never
meaning
say good to a scammer.
no, I meant like they're responding to people. Like this is like a really interesting way to scam people by being upfront with a lot of stuff. But no,
Yeah.
when I watched
Just
that video, even I went, and the Lamborghini didn't bother me. This guy's got
yeah.
money. Someone's got to back it. But when they couldn't, even I said to myself, focus on the screen.
Yeah.
Let me see what it looks like.
Yeah. But when you're saying that the video quality is poor because of budgetary reasons, and you have the
Oh no,
guy
I
showing
get
up in a
it.
Lamborghini, I'm like, there's a lot. There's
I
like
get it.
the
Yeah,
alarm bells should be going off and ringing, and it's like
totally.
everybody run for your lives. This is
Still
this.
want it though. I
This is
still want this thing.
Larry. Do not Do not do it.
I know I'll wait till after it ships,
Do
but
not do it. Okay, on to real Sega news. um, Sega, I don't know if you remember. Do you remember the Sega Mega Drive Classics collection? The one that's really bad to play online, but it's okay to play on your own. Remember we tried it has like
oh, the one
50
on
different.
Switch, the one on
Yeah, the
Switch.
one on Switch. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not even good to play on your own.
Oh, okay. The one that I
Yeah.
have on my PS4 was okay to
All right,
play
maybe it was
solo.
on PS4
Yeah.
is maybe fine, but the one on Switch, because I know where you're going with the
Yep.
story, but I'll let you say that in a moment. But the one on Switch was laggy, even for single player laggy.
Okay, yeah, that's unacceptable.
Terrible lag.
Unacceptable.
Oh,
Well,
horrible.
you'll be happy to know that it is getting pulled from the Switch shop on December 6th.
As it should. I don't say
No
that
new
with a lot of
purchases.
games,
Yep.
but
So
that was not done proper.
if anybody wants that collection, which yeah, Larry and I do not recommend clearly, it is coming off on December 6th.
I don't recommend that one, but if you have a PS3, get the one on PS3. That's the best.
Oh,
They've released this
actually,
collection over and
now,
over and over
now that
again.
you mention it, I think I have it on the 360 too.
Same. The PS3 360, I think,
Yeah.
is the same version. They might
Yeah.
have like exclusive games. Those are the ones to get. I have it on the PS3, and it is the best Genesis collection,
Yeah.
other than the minis that I've ever purchased.
Yeah. No, it's a great Genesis
Yeah.
collection, but yeah, the newer one. It's also getting pulled from Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation. So it's just
And
gonna
the
be
whole thing's
fine.
getting pulled. Yeah.
Yeah,
And also,
which
a
is,
lot of those games are being available elsewhere. So it's like,
and that's what it is too.
yeah,
They're just gonna start releasing them
which is
as like
fine.
singles.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good riddance.
Oh, yeah. That Nintendo.
Um,
Worse than it might be the only, like, oh, no joke. The only Switch game I've like legit deleted because it was
it was so
poor.
bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
All that
Cool.
and Breath of the Wild.
Oh, well, that's only you. You are the only person to delete that game. All right, sticking with the Sega news. The Sega Channel from the 90s. We've
Oh
talked
my
about this a
gosh,
little bit.
yes.
The Sega Channel from the 90s. We mentioned this last month, I believe, that the Video Game History Foundation last month they recovered a ROM version of the Garfield game that was
Yes.
on the Sega Channel, right? So now this month, apparently two people online, one is Ghost Core Jen and Billy Time G, have published 15 VHS rips of the Sega Channel from 1997 and 1998.
The hell they find that?
You know what? I don't know if they say where they recovered it from, but they recovered it. But it shows the Sega Channel and how it changed from that, throughout 97 and 98,
Mhm.
which is just really cool. If you watch some of the videos, they're up on YouTube. So again, look for either Ghost Core Gen, GhostCorpsGen, or Billy Time G. The name Billy, Timeg.
Which also might come up
Uh,
as Billy Time Games if you try searching for that as well.
Billy Time
Maybe.
Games. Okay. So yeah, so it's just really, really cool. You can see what the whole Sega Channel was all about, at least for a couple of the years, because it was Sega Channel started, I think, in was it 94?
I want to say 94 and 95 because I remember,
Yeah, it was
Howard
94 and
Stern talking about it
95.
back then.
Yeah, so this is a little bit later on. So cool thing to check out.
Yeah, it's got some of the stuff they have includes Earthworm Jim video hints, Pulse Man, Art Corner, where users submitted
Yep.
artwork to be featured on the Sega Channel. So a lot of cool stuff.
All right, next bit of news. Larry, there's some new hardware coming out for Sega.
Really?
Yeah, new hardware coming out. You might be excited about this one because it is not a console.
No.
Sega is coming out with a device that is called an Emo Jam, I think. Emo Jam.
I think they're called bullies nowadays.
Yeah, I think they are too. So it's called the Emo Jam. It's a pager style device aimed at children, which uses emojis.
Oh, this is weird.
So it's weird. It's very
Look at
Japanese.
this thing. Yeah, very Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is the way that kids use this is they use a registration system where you have to tap your friend's device. And once you tap your friend's device, then you can communicate with them.
Okay.
And the whole idea is so that, kids can communicate with each other safely.
Which is nice thing to do.
Which is nice. So in other words, you can only communicate with somebody once you've tapped their Emo
Gotcha.
Jam. So and they can just, they can use emojis and a very simplistic form of
Very
communication.
simplistic. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very tiny too. Well, not that tiny.
they're small, they're colorful. Again, they're straight up for kids. And it's going to be released December 10th, 2024. So it'll be out for
Excellent.
Christmas this year.
All right, check that
So
out.
so get yourself an Emo Jam, Larry, and get arrested. So and
What?
the last bit of news I have is that somebody has realized this is a very interesting bit of news. The Sega Genesis has been out for 36 years. It came out in Japan in 1988. It's been out for a
Okay.
very long time, right? But now, 36 years later, in 2024, there are an incredible number of new Genesis games that are coming out.
Just had this conversation with Mario, our buddy Mario, yesterday.
Yeah.
Just yesterday of recording.
So there's like a list of at least, I want to say there are at least 30 new Sega Genesis games coming out. Somebody figured out, somebody kind of put it all together that there were all of these games coming out. And they decided to make a website for it. So this is a games journalist and former Game Fan staffer. Her name is Molly L. Patterson.
Okay.
Has launched a website called Mega Drive Tracker. And on this website, it's md.restartmag.com. It lists every single Sega Genesis game that is upcoming,
Look at this.
recently released. And there are right now there are like 3 pages of games on here. There's stuff like Crypt of Dracula, Arrow the Acrobat, The Cursed Legacy, Slapfight. And what you do is when you click on them, it gives you the information of the game. It gives you links to their official site and their release date so you can order them. And then there's also a page called Important Dates that tell you, like, right now, upcoming important dates are like December 1st.
Oh, wow.
When Cobra pre-orders close, Arrow the Acrobat pre-order closes. So it gives you all of the information that you need. So if you're interested in any new Sega Genesis games, you can check out Mega Drive Tracker.
And you can actually download, I guess they call it now subscribing to a calendar. So you can I can put this into my iCalendar on my phone and which I'm doing right now as we speak. This is a great website. Literally had this conversation yesterday. There are so many great games coming out for the Genesis, re-releases as well that are phenomenal. This is awesome.
Yeah. So really, really cool. Very interesting and definitely something worth, keeping an eye on if you want to get new games.
1,000%. I'm actually texting this to Mario as we speak.
Nice. And that is all I have for retro news this week.
All right. So actually, in lieu of our traditional game of the week segment, Anthony picked last week Legend of Zelda, and he plowed through in a little over 2 hours Legend of Zelda on NES, which is awesome. It was so much fun to watch. And stupid me, I'm like, hey, I'll do the second quest. Needless to say, I've been practicing and I am terrible at it. But nevertheless, the second quest I'm going to be doing on Thursday. So kind of we're continuing game of the week with Zelda. But this time going into the second quest, which remember, if you put your name as Zelda in the beginning of the game, you will jump straight to the second quest. So that's what we're going to be doing this week on Game of the Week. Plus, we're also kind of running low on time. And I definitely want to see what Ant has found and dug up from his days of yore.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best to show this off as best I can because I know that with the camera and everything like that, and glare and stuff like that, it might come out wrong. So I worked at DIC Entertainment, and one of the things that I managed to do when I left there, because while I worked there, they got sold and stuff like that, and a lot of the artwork was gonna be just tossed. So I grabbed some of it as a big video game fan that I am. And the coolest thing about it is this is the original artwork from several different cartoons that DIC did in the 80s and 90s. So I thought a good first one to show off would be a good example is you remember when they did Carmen Sandiego?
Yes.
Yes. Where on earth is Carmen Sandiego? So what I have here, I have a bunch of stuff from Carmen Sandiego. So for example, what you'll see is something like this, which was
wow.
printed on, on these clear plastic sheets.
So that is a
I
cell.
know it's going to be hard to kind of see.
We got an idea. Plus, we can if you're able to take pictures, we can also put them in post.
Yeah, I'll
so.
take pictures to show it off. It's
Yeah.
really hard to see. Actually, it'll be easier to see if I put it on the back of the actual
Oh, there you go.
envelope.
Oh, boom. There you go.
If you can see that.
Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous.
Yeah. So this is right from the show. Like this is how it was captured.
That's cool.
And then what they would do is they would actually physically paint the back of this for a cell, similar to what you see up on my wall. Like that's what it is. It's this piece, it's this piece of paper, it's this piece of plastic that gets painted. And then when it's completed, it looks something like this. This is the logo for the show.
Oh, wow.
And if I do this, which you'll see for a second, you'll actually see the paint on the back.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the logo for Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego.
And then they just would have scanned that or take a picture of it with a camera and thus
Exactly
get your animation.
And this version is the older logo. So this was the logo. This is the logo that got updated.
Gotcha.
I have like 3 logos in this bag. At the end of the day, I think this might have been the last one. This is because this actually is dated.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. 93.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So 1993. So that was the logo for Carmen Sandiego. And then other things that you'll see, you know what? I'll show them with the other stuff that I have.
Okay.
Hopefully you can still hear me because I know I'm moving away from the
we can definitely hear you.
This one that I have here, and you can see the envelopes that I get them in.
Wow.
This is what these are, big envelopes because they're big.
We never saw a white manila envelope.
Yeah. So up top here, you see my Captain N video game master, right? Right. So some of the things that you'll see are things like the actual sketches with the notes on them when they were created. So
look at that.
So you'll see that, and actually on here it's written background graduated with graphic shaped line across in bright colors. So just instructions on what they're going to do with the art.
Oh, wow.
So that's really cool. And then you'll see stuff like this, which I'll show you. So for example, this is a group sketch of them, right? And then here you'll see the final version of it.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. Completed. Sorry.
That's all right. You're good.
And then after all of that, at least for Captain N, I don't have that much for Captain N, but what I found in the bag, what I found in the bag when I got this in the folder, this is the official logo.
Oh,
the painted logo.
That's
for Captain N Video Game Master.
Beautiful.
Yep. And again, this is not attached to foam. So if
No.
I turn it around, you can see the paint.
Yeah, no, it's not like mine. Well, mine's not a cell, so no, that is beautiful.
Yeah, so that's amazing. Absolutely
Is there a way
awesome.
to Oh, yeah, I guess there is. I was gonna say, is there a way to properly frame those? But I'm sure there is.
Yeah, there's a way. There's a way to frame all this stuff. It's just expensive.
No, I get it.
This one I forgot that I had. You'll love this. This must have been done for. This must have been done for some type of event, because studios will go to different shows, kind of like a Comic-Con or something like that, to show off like their properties and stuff. So this is a painted cell of all of the characters from a bunch of DIC shows. So you'll see Slimer, Heathcliff, John Candy.
Yeah, Camp Candy. Yeah.
Yep. Dennis the Menace.
Who else we got there?
The eggplant from
Eggplant Wizard or whatever his name was from Kid Icarus.
Yeah, Kid Icarus, because he was in Captain N, right?
Yep, along with King Hippo for some reason. Gray on the bottom. Oh, Koopa.
Yep. So
Inspector Gadget.
All that. And this is an original painted cell for whatever it was used for.
That I don't care how much it would cost. That I would frame.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Like pulling all this stuff out reminded me of like I need to seriously frame all these things. Thankfully, it has some type of protection.
Exactly.
Yep. And then you get into more of the other fun stuff. So like these little folders which are
Okay.
actually really big. And you'll
Oh.
see on the front here, you'll see the DIC label,
Yep.
but you'll also see what I wrote on it, which is Sonic.
Oh.
So Sonic the Hedgehog, and
I love
there's
how
a
it has
bunch,
handles on it.
there's a lot of stuff I have in here for Sonic. So I'll just show a few things. For example, again, a lot of the sketch art.
I love that. That's the stuff I drew. I mean, the finished product is awesome, but that stuff I love.
Yeah, all the sketches. The sketches are amazing, and you can see like just how wild and detailed some of them are. From the
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So detailed. Again, if you're listening,
so,
folks, tune in on YouTube. Just jump over. It's going to be the same
check
time
this out on YouTube. There's no question
Go
about
with YouTube
that.
and Spotify.
You know, and it all goes back to tracing paper because, like I said, a lot of this stuff at first it gets traced. It just gets sketched out on tracing paper first.
I'm an inker, so you just trace. No, I ink. You're a tracer.
I'm dropping stuff, and I don't want to mess it up.
No, boy.
You know, it gets put on tracing paper first, so it's very, very rough.
Yeah.
Before it becomes
and not only that,
final.
delicate. That paper is that's like tissue paper.
It's incredibly delicate,
Yeah.
and finding ways to. That's why they put them in these big envelopes because there's like, it's how else do you protect it? It's not like you can frame every single thing that you get. And then you get something really special like this. So here is a 4-pack of painted Cels.
Oh wow!
From the Sonic show, and you can see how cool
great. I think is that the show that Jaleel White played Sonic Urkel?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah. So and you can see these are all described. Like one is from Slow Going, one is from Search and Smash Squad, Robotnik Express, and this one looks like Granada the Genius or something like that. So these were from 4 different episodes.
Very cool.
These Cels.
Beautiful.
So again, just really cool things to have. And then last but not least, of course, I will show off. I don't have a ton, but I definitely have enough of the Super Mario Brothers show. So again, another big envelope.
Yep.
And again, a lot of stuff gets paper cut. So if you go through it, I gotta be.
Yeah, I thought I heard a jingle somewhere, so be careful.
I know I gotta be a little careful with some of these things. So
I meant because of the 2 occupants in your house.
Oh yeah, that's true. So, for example, you'll see a lot of paper cut stuff like this.
Oh, I hate paper cuts. Ugh.
Yeah, and you know what it is? A lot of the stuff gets stuck together sometimes. So. This is going to be
Anthony has not disappeared, folks. His camera has not frozen.
I've not disappeared. I'm just trying to pull things out properly. So for example, here's a good one to do it. Here's some sketch. Here's a sketch of this on the magic carpet.
Yep.
Mario, Luigi, Toad.
Yeah.
On the magic carpet. And then you'll see like there are other like random backgrounds and stuff like that. And then you'll see things like, whoops, hold on one second. I'm literally pulling these out as we go.
Yeah.
I don't want to, because I didn't want to have everything out. You'll get bigger things like this. Here's a.
Oh my gosh.
Mario.
Why is there a 4 on his chest?
That I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe they were planning. It could be they were planning a 4th game and they were going to work that into the show.
I mean, Super Mario World is technically Super Mario Brothers 4, so
it could be related to that because to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. Like because they did so many different shows, it's hard to know exactly what they were.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, here you go, Super Mario World.
Yes, that's probably what. That's a beautiful logo.
Yep, beautiful.
And actually, I think the art above your head, I think earlier we said it was from Super Mario Bros. 3. I think it's from the Super Mario World cartoon.
Oh, could be.
Yeah.
Here's one for Super Mario Brothers Power Hour. I don't know if that was ever done.
Ooh, that's interesting. And that's a great logo. That. That's a beautiful logo.
This is an interesting thing. This is a super. I don't know. They must have done this with the LA Dodgers at some point. But you can see
he does
Super Mario Dodgers, and then
it's a baseball card.
If you look on this, when I turn it over, you'll see these are all that. What they do is they give you color These are color
Oh, look
keys,
at
like
that.
PMS
Okay.
colors. They tell you what color it's supposed to be, how much of the color it should be saturated. So it's like
Hmm.
this one's 100%, this one's 20%, so on and so forth. It's all the
Wow.
directions on how to
That is
make
some
these things.
detailed that. Thank God I'm not an
All the
animator.
de all the
Holy cow.
details. And then as you know, again, as you continue on, this
As
is
you
where it gets really, really
dive
cool.
deeper into that magic bag of
Dive
yours.
deeper into this thing, and you get you'll love this. You'll love these
Spoonful of
people.
sugar.
I need a background to share it though. You'll see all of these different Marios.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's like a checker, one hole in checker flag, one skateboarding for some reason, in a
Yep.
plane. Wow. Even a Super Mario Brothers 2 kind of logo there, right
Yep.
in the middle.
Yep. And then we get to some of the cells, the painted stuff. And again, some of these are just things that may not have even come out, like Mario All Stars. I don't remember this.
Oh, no, that I don't remember at all. That almost looks like something from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, the way that Mario was designed.
Yeah, it was definitely something either planned for the Super Show, maybe it was on the Super Show.
Hmm.
It might not have made it to the Super Show because some of these things were all planned stuff that didn't happen. And I'm going to
Hmm.
share a couple of things that I think were planned and did not happen.
Uh-oh. Exclusives. Holy cow. Finally doing
Yeah.
exclusives.
So, yeah, because what they'll do, I'll get there in a second. I just want to share this one last bit. But here is the logo for the show.
Oh, that's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show logo. There it is. Beautiful.
Yeah, and that's the painted cell.
Yep.
So,
Oh, that's awesome.
and that's really cool.
And then we're just going to throw all this away.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But and then correct me if I'm wrong on some of these. Oh, you know what this was part of? This like here are some of like these are called one sheets. These are like
Mhm.
cell sheets.
Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah. So like Super
Yeah.
Mario Brothers cell sheet. Now, here's one that you may find familiar. Legend of Zelda.
Nice.
Now this is interesting because I think that these are listed as part of the Super Mario Brothers Power Hour, and this is why I don't think it happened. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. Castlevania.
Ooh, I don't remember a standalone Castlevania cartoon.
I think it was supposed to be. These were all supposed to be part of a Power
Probably.
Hour of shows. Because here's another one, Double Dragon.
Ooh, well, that ended up being its own cartoon.
That wound up being its own
Yeah.
cartoon, but it was not part of a
No,
Power Hour, to my knowledge.
Okay, so I just real quick, the project originated as Super Mario Brothers Power Hour, a 1 hour long animation block that would have featured series based on a number of intellectual properties. Concept art was produced for adaptation and stolen by a co-host of the Retro Gamers. What?
What?
Adaptation. What is that?
Metroid.
Oh, Metroid. Look at that.
Yeah.
So some of the adaptations were Super Mario Brothers, Zelda, Metroid, Castlevania, Double Dragon. If you have this fifth one, and just tear it up right now. Do you have one more?
I have one more, but it's not the Power Hour. What is it?
Oh, okay. California games.
I might have it. Hold on one second. But I want to point out something really interesting on Metroid. He's a man.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
The other thing that I found in here was a PSA for drugs.
Hey, I like that. Look at that. Meanwhile,
Look at
there's
Luigi.
all right. Look at the magic mushroom that's sitting below
Yeah.
him.
Wait, California games were supposed to be the fifth one?
That's what it said. Concept art was produced for, and these are the concept art is what you have in your hands.
Yeah. Look, Super Mario Bros. Power Hour.
Look at that.
Yep.
Look at those mushrooms. Very double
Yeah.
entendre.
So there's some of that. I could swear, and you know what? What's funny too is that here's the painted cell of the logo that never happened.
Oh, love it.
So
Absolutely love it.
really, really cool stuff. The last thing I'm going to show. This is
Okay.
all This is all in connection with the Mario Brothers stuff.
Sure.
So I showed you Zelda, right?
Yes.
So the Zelda stuff that I actually managed to keep, I managed to get. Here's the logo
Oh, wow.
for line
Oh.
art use.
Wow.
So this is just a print. This is just a print of it. But this is the print that they used for art. And then you have a logo sheet that they would put together to choose which one, they would kind of figure out which one they wanted to use.
Slight variations. Yep.
Yep. And then you would get characters. and just different scenes with the characters. So you'll see the scenes,
Oh, cool. Okay. They're
yeah,
walking
of
there.
just the characters. And then you get what they call in the industry turnaround images.
Oh.
So you see the character from every angle as
Oh,
he
I
turns
gotcha.
around. So like
Okay.
here's Link,
Oh, look at that.
like Link's turnaround images. So
Yeah.
you get front, side, three-quarter,
And
and
full
back.
front. Yeah. Oh, back,
Yeah.
excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'll get different like actions, like expressions and actions and stuff just to capture what he's doing. Um, and then of course, they do that with all the characters. So like here's Zelda's turnaround, which is
Oh, nice.
kind of cool. And there's a whole bunch of those, right?
Hmm.
Couple things in here are some black and white images, which are cool, like literally black and white photos from the show.
Oh, wow. That's straight
Pretty
from the
pretty cool.
show. Yep.
Yeah, straight from the show, just captured.
Yep.
Just really cool stuff. Here's a black and white of just Link and Zelda together.
Oh, cool.
And then the other thing that they do, again, I told you about like color sheets.
Hmm.
So they'll have stuff like this where here's for example, I'm trying to grab it. Here's Link, and it's hard to see because it's in pink, but literally
Oh,
all
yeah.
of its colors are written out, like because colors are all numbered.
Hmm.
And it's called a PMS system. That's the name of the color system.
Hmm.
So they'll tell you like, the sword is PMS 5523. The hilt of the sword is PMS 207, so on and so forth. And then then you get stuff from the show itself, which are like you get the actual films.
Oh, wow.
And do these look familiar?
Oh,
Slides.
kids back in the day.
These are actual slides of the characters. If you look up close to them, it's hard to
Yeah.
see.
Very hard. Oh, you just see Anthony.
Characters
Wow,
in
Anthony's
there.
in a slide. Okay.
Yep. And then of course the very last thing I'm going to show, which I'm proudest of course. Let me pull them.
If you can find it.
No, they were here. I just saw them. I don't have many of them, but I have enough to make me happy.
Hmm.
But here is a painted cell of the king. Not painted
Ooh.
cell. Painted. This is painted on paper. This
Okay.
one's painted on paper. This one's also painted on paper, but here's Ganon.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. And then I have hiding in the back here. I'm pretty sure they're hiding in the back. Let's see. These are actual painted cells of Link and Zelda.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, not the cells. They're
No,
they're
but
the
still.
actual like
Yeah.
because you can tell because it's on the plastic film.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Amazing.
And that's my show and tell.
That was some beautiful, beautiful stuff. Absolutely.
Thank you. And I'm very proud to have these in my collection.
100%. Yeah. Even if you just put them in a book or something like that, or whatever you do with them, you can do.
I've always been wanting. They sell those art books that are really big.
Yes,
Like that's
yes.
what can house these things. Nothing else can really house these things.
True. A
These are
couple things I would frame, even if it is a little pricey, but most of that, you're right. Get one of those art books and just throw them all in there. So.
Oh, for sure. No question about that.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to wrap things up at this point. That was amazing. Definitely wonderful to save at the end. And though, real quick, because it's your duty. Where can they find us?
You guys can find us on Facebook.com/Retro Gamers Podcast, on Instagram at Retro Gamers Podcast, on Twitter at Retro Gamers Pod. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube and Spotify at Retro Gamers Podcast, or you can email us at email@theretrogamers.com.
And with that, we'll call it a week. And have a wonderful one.
You have a great one as well.
And we'll catch you everywhere next week right here on the Retro Gamers Podcast.